Well, today marks a big milestone for my puppies that were born to the General and Zippy on February 19th. Today they are 13 days old, and with that comes a few remarkable changes for a puppy who is still so small and still so new to life. We brought them from the guest bedroom today into our living room to begin introducing them to a busy household and all the extra adult dogs and all the company that comes in and out. And right now what I'm going to demonstrate for you is what we do called early neurological stimulation, beginning usually on day 3 until day 16. So we have a few more days of that left. And you might hear some background noise. We have had a playlist going of just soothing music, but today we begin adding novel noises to their environment. Right now they're listening to fireworks. So they have fireworks going with still their soothing music that they're accustomed to since their ears opened, playing in the background. Eventually, we'll be able to expose them to louder fireworks without the soothing music. These are micro steps, and that is how I desensitize and how I train. So I'm going to begin. We've got 10 puppies, and I'm just going to walk through the early neurological stimulation steps in this video with each one of them, and also give you a good look at each puppy. Come on, little Brooke. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So we're going to start early neurological today, stimulation today with Brooke. You can see her eyes have peeked open. That's new today. So today is a big day at 13 days old. So what we'll do is we tickle their toes with a Q-tip. That's not something a dog is real fond of, but we've been doing it now for several days, and we're just giving these puppies an idea that life isn't always a bed of roses, but that there are roses among the thorns, and they don't prick for long, and they can endure some discomfort and uncertainty for a short period of time. So now we hold them securely up like this. It doesn't bother her at all. Now, when we first started this, of course, she did let us know she wasn't in agreement with it, but she's used to it. And then we just do the reverse. Still a little struggle, that's okay. She knows she's in good hands. Then we just look up from our back. And then we do place them on a chilled, damp washcloth. But it's worth it, and I'll show you why in a minute. Just a few seconds, and then there's a big payoff. So after all this uncomfortable handling, the puppies get treated to, let me place that down for a minute, a product that you can order from Chewy or from Walmart. Probably other places have it too. It's sweetened vanilla flavored Dine. Most Dine does not have probiotics in it, but anytime, especially with this breed, I have an opportunity to choose between a product with gut health elements or without. I always go with the gut health, and I recommend you do too. And it's just full of vitamins, extra calories, and it tastes yummy. And it also gets them used to having their mouth handled and opened like the vet will do. Isn't that the sweetest thing? She's liking it like she does. Yeah. See, life's not so bad. Uh-oh, got a little confused. You want a little more? There you go. And then there's a big treat for Mom too, which is over here to my right. She can lick off the dine. Mama, here you go. There's Brooke. Get a little extra loving. Life is good. We are starting our early neurological stimulation today with the pink collars. One thing I do is I check to make sure they're not too tight. Now this one's going to need changed either this evening or tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. You have to be really careful. You don't want to clip their ears. This is Summit. She's a little girl. Good girl, Summit. Good girl. Good girl. And then we want to keep her pink. Again, these colors, bands, mark their feeding group. I make sure that the puppies all have equal time to nurse with Mom. Isn't that the sweetest thing? So this is our little Summit, and she's going to go through her steps with early neurological stimulation as soon as she gets a collar that fits a little looser. If you want to know where to get these kind of collars, you can get them from Breeder's Edge. They make all kinds of awesome products for people breeding all kinds of animals. Okay, so this is Brooke. She's got refitted for a collar, nice and loose. We're just going to do the same thing. We tickle her toes. Again, she didn't like this on day 1, but by day 10, it's not so bad. And then we dangle her. Again, when she first started this, she was in opposition to the idea, but she knows it's not forever and that she can trust me. They all still wiggle a little bit when they're upside down. I wouldn't like to be held that way either. And then we just put her on her back. Yes, we do. And we can see her eyes are open too. Now for the part that's not a lot of fun, back to the cool damp cloth. And I'm gonna get her treat ready. It's okay if they back off of it. That's actually her using her problem-solving skills. She just learned that she can back away from something, possibly, if she doesn't like it. We're desensitizing her to having her mouth handled, and a sweet, sweet reward for all her hard work and cooperation. Sometimes they get a little confused and they think my finger is where it's coming from. Not so bad. Life is pretty good. And then Mom gets to clean up what's left, and all is right in Summit's world. One pink collar left. He's a chunk. This is Peaky. So he's the only boy in the pink collar feeding group. And his eyes are peeking open too. His collar is fine. Now tomorrow I will need to change it. So we're gonna wait on that. Yes, we are. Again, we're gonna start his early neurological stimulation. He's like, what's going on? What's next? I'm ready. I'm ready. Tickle underneath the pads. As you can see, all of them are still showing a little struggle when they're upside down. Then they go to their back. He's still got a little struggle. That'll eventually go away. Yeah, that'll go away. Big yawn, big yawn. And then, this isn't anybody's favorite. But he knows it's not forever. Woohoo! And now for his payoff. Here you go, Peaky. Good stuff. Incoming. Oh, he's ready. Look at that. A little bit more. Want a little more and then you go to Mama? Yeah. Good boy. Good stuff. That's good for you. And Mama doesn't mind cleaning up her boy's messy face. Look at that. Let's see. This collar does not need changed. Who do we have here? Oops. We've got Rumor. I love his name. We live in a small community, and one of my breeding mentors named one of her Frenchies Rumor Has It in Clark, and I loved that so much I borrowed the name for this litter. He is hungry. Only one thing on his mind, so he's not going to be very cooperative today. It's his feeding group's turn to eat, so I'm not surprised. Okay. Rumor Has It in Clark. Okay, halfway done. Halfway done. Yes, it is. Good stuff coming your way. Woo! You have beautiful eyes. Yes, you do. See, he's settling down. He's settling down. And while he's enduring until the end the damp pool washcloth, we're going to get his treat ready. Okay. All right. Rumor. Let's see. You came in hungry. What do you think you want to do with that? Anything? Say, that's not my mom. But wait a minute. Yep, that's pretty good stuff. Okay. They're each getting about 3 cc's of that vanilla flavored dine with probiotics. I only give that to them once a day at this age, and only 3 cc's. Okay, you know what to do. Yeah, look at that. Say, I want my mama. So this handsome guy, look at that chunk. This is Sunday. He was born first. And actually the delivery started late Sunday night into early Monday morning, and AKC only lets you choose one birth date for a litter that's born like that. So to not have the younger puppies at a disadvantage, we've gone with the later date, which was Monday the 19th for their birth date. And we started our timeline of desensitization from Monday. Good boy, Sunday. They've already had their nails clipped 3 times in the short amount of time they've been here. That's a good indication that they're getting the nutrition that they need. So he's 1 step down, 3 to go. Ooh. Somersault. And on our back, you have beautiful eyes. Yeah, you know it's coming. Get it ready. A little bit of pain and a big payoff. Oh yeah. They're getting better about not getting it all over me too. When you first start out a young litter with these steps, you end up with a mess of all kinds of things. But they're letting me stay fairly clean. There you go, Mama. There's Sunday. Who do we have here? Good morning, sleepyhead. This is the only girl in the blue litter, in the blue collars, the blue feeding group. This is Saffron. And we're just gonna tickle her toes like we've done everyone else's. Again, it's this blue collar feeding group's time to eat, so they're a little bit anxious. Just like a champ. That doesn't bother Saffron one bit. And she's getting closer to her payoff and closer to her mama. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Good girl. You're all right. One more step. She usually backs off of it. Let's see if she will right now. She was the first one to learn that she could back off of it. Yep, there she went. She was done. Had enough of that. Okay. We're handling her mouth. And she likes what she gets when my hands are around her mouth. She gets a sweet treat full of all kinds of goodies. And then Mama. One blue left. It should be Rambler, if I remember right. Yep, this is Rambler. His collar is also tight. So, being very careful and cautious with him. I just clip off that tight collar and we'll fit him with a new one. Turn around so you can see the camera while I do the work. There you go. Everybody wants to see that adorable face. You gotta be coordinated when you're working with these little guys. No. Clip off the extra. Okay, Rambler, now you are all set. Let's tickle your feet. Good job. See his eyes? So, some people think that newborn puppies can find their mom when it's time to eat by scent. Actually, they do use their noses, but it isn't looking for her scent. They are looking for the warmth. So, they just point their little nose like a thermometer and head in the direction that feels the warmest. And sometimes it can be a little tricky for them because we use heating pads as a way for them to stay warm and comfortable when it's not nursing time. So it takes a few days for them to figure it out, but then they catch on. So I open his mouth, and then he goes to town. Swallow it. Good boy. And it's Mama's turn. So we're down to the 3 in the green collar group. Let's see who this is. This is Piper. So Piper had a little rough beginning, but with the help of another friend who is a breeder, we were able to tube feed him and get him over the hump. He was smaller and one of the later puppies that were born. So Sunday, the puppy that was born first, had several hours advantage on strength and size. and nourishment before he came along. But he is doing awesome. Yeah. I think he's so far my favorite. Little Piper is. Yeah. So the male that sired these puppies, the general, your daddy, is 125 pounds. Right now, this little guy is probably tipping the scale at 31 ounces. So he'll do a lot of growing in the next 18 to 24 months. Oops, I'm sorry. Good boy, Piper. Good boy. Open your mouth. Yeah, look at him go. Yeah, he is a champ. He's not even going to leave much on his face for his mama to clean up. That's okay. So last puppy for today that we're going to do early neurological stimulation on is this little girl from the green feeding group litter. From the green feeding group, sorry about that, tongue-tied, is little Harmony here. Her collar is still good and loose. We're just going to give a quick tickle to those toes. Doesn't bother her at all. Good girl. Good girl, Harmony. Yeah, good girl. Yes, you are. And we will touch her mouth. No struggle, because she knows something good is incoming. And that is it. This litter's hard work for the day is done. And tomorrow we're going to be adding a lot more changes, and I will make another video. Here you go. Good girl. So last puppy for today that we're going to do early neurological stimulation on is this little girl from the green feeding group litter. From the green feeding group, sorry about that, tongue-tied, is little Harmony here. Her collar is still good and loose. We're just going to give a quick tickle to those toes. Doesn't bother her at all. Good girl. Good girl, Harmony. Yeah, good girl. Yes, you are. And we will touch her mouth. No struggle, because she knows something good is incoming. And that is it. This litter's hard work for the day is done. And tomorrow we're going to be adding a lot more changes, and I will make another video. Here you go.